Where is the media outrage? One thing I value, especially in media sources, is consistency. Are you consistent? Is your position on issues pretty much the same over time? Consistency. The last time I checked, Cam Newton is a black man. Last time I checked, he plays in the NFL, which the media claims has always had an historical bias towards black quarterbacks. People like Max Kellerman and Jamel Hill, they're just so worried about the hurdles black quarterbacks have to overcome in the National Football League. I have been sitting on this Cam Newton story for a few days now. He was released by the Patriots earlier this week. The move made sense. His vaccination status, it might have had something to do with it. I don't know. It's entirely possible. But from a football standpoint, which is how Bill Belichick makes his personnel decisions, releasing Cam Newton made sense. He used to be a megastar in this league. Bill Belichick is going with Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback, as his starter. The last thing you want with a rookie quarterback is a former league MVP sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for him to struggle. You don't want Mac Jones looking over to the sidelines every time he throws an interception. The most important thing for a rookie quarterback is establishing confidence. It's difficult to do that when you're hesitant, when you're worried about losing your job every time you make a mistake because your team has a proven starter and a megastar sitting on the bench. So it made sense for the Patriots to release Cam Newton. What I find hard to believe is that no other team in the NFL's picked him up. You mean to tell me the other 31 teams in the NFL have no need for Cam Newton, a former league MVP? Cam Newton looked great in the preseason. He has struggled with injuries the last 3, 4, 5 years, but he looked good in the preseason. I know it's preseason football. I get all that. But as far as his health is concerned, Cam Newton looked as good as he's looked in years. He's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in this league. So why has he not been signed? Hell, not only that, only one team showed any interest, the Dallas Cowboys. Eventually, they passed on Cam Newton. Now, I believe Jerry Jones passed on him for the same concerns Bill Belichick had in New England. I know Dak Prescott's on a mega contract, but he is not firmly entrenched as the long-term starter in Dallas. There are still plenty of question marks surrounding Dak Prescott. Me personally, I'm not a believer. Never have been. Never believed in Dak. I think he's overrated. Fool's gold. On paper, Dak Prescott puts up great numbers. But the Cowboys are usually playing from behind. Dallas goes down 20 points in the first half. Dak Prescott leads a big comeback in the second half once the defenses went into prevent, puts up nice numbers, Cowboys still lose. But just like in New England, you don't want the possibility of Cam Newton stepping in as the starter in the back of Dak Prescott's mind. So it made sense for the Cowboys to pass on him. But you mean to tell me not one other NFL team has any interest in Cam Newton? None? Not the Miami Dolphins? The Dolphins have Tua and Jacoby Brissett. They can't use Cam Newton? The Philadelphia Eagles? The Eagles have Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, and Joe Flacco. In other words, the Eagles don't have a quarterback. Jalen Hurts is unproven, but he looked like garbage last year. Gardner Minshew is the leader of the bum squad. I know he's got a lot of lovers out there, the Minshew maniacs, but Gardner Minshew sucks. Joe Flacco, do I even need to say anything about Joe Flacco? You get the point. I could keep going down the list of NFL teams that could use Cam Newton. There are plenty of them. So why has he not been signed? It's simple. Cam Newton hasn't been vaccinated. Roger Goodell has made it extremely punitive for NFL players who aren't vaccinated and NFL teams who have unvaccinated players. Whether you agree with the policy or not, one thing you cannot deny, the NFL's COVID policy is a form of discrimination. The league is discriminating against players who aren't vaccinated. Cam Newton, black quarterback. who is being discriminated against by a league accused of holding back black quarterbacks. At least that's the media's perspective. So where is the media outrage? When Colin Kaepernick was blackballed by the NFL, the media was pissed. The NFL is discriminating against a black man for exercising his right to protest and free speech. Cam Newton is exercising his right to make his own personal health care decisions. So how come we're not seeing the same level of outrage from the media? The story checks all of their woke boxes. Black quarterback, discrimination, NFL. But it doesn't fit the narrative with the COVID vaccination. The far left, they want the vaccine to be mandated. They don't want you to have a choice. We know best. We know what's best for you. Comply. I'm not anti-vaccine, all right? I am not anti-vaccine. I think the vaccine helps. I don't like people in authority forcing me or other people to get the vaccine. That's my problem. We should all be able to make the decision for ourselves. The NFL is essentially forcing its players to comply. Cam Newton is just another example of the hypocrisy in the media. Colin Kaepernick has not played in the NFL since 2016. It's been 5 years. Every year, we continue to hear the media whine and complain about Colin Kaepernick being blackballed. And he doesn't even want to play in the NFL anymore. He's content being a political activist, getting millions of dollars a year from Nike. I have spent the last few days trying to find any media outrage that I could about Cam Newton. I've Googled Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick to see if the media made the parallel. The majority of the stories that I find are years old. Newsweek pointed out that Cam Newton was cut by the Patriots on the day before the 5-year anniversary of Colin Kaepernick getting down on his knees. Now, I didn't know anyone was tracking or celebrating that historic moment, but apparently Newsweek has kept track for us. Appreciate that. There was maybe 1-2 other articles, but for the most part, the mainstream media has failed to make the connection between Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick. Strange. I don't have any evidence that Cam Newton's vaccination status is what's holding him back from other teams signing him. And I doubt NFL teams are just going to come out and admit that that's the reason. But I think it's playing a large part. And look, I cannot blame NFL teams for being hesitant with Cam Newton. Like I said, the league has made it prohibitively difficult for teams to keep unvaccinated players on the roster. It's the hypocrisy, though, that I have the problem with. Discrimination is discrimination. Whether you're discriminating based on skin color or discriminating based on personal choice when it comes to health care, it's still discrimination. Remember when Donald Trump was in office? It seems like forever ago, but it hasn't been that long. 8 months? Remember when he was in office? The woke media was anti-vaccine. We can't trust this vaccine. It was rushed, hasn't been tested. It's not FDA approved. If Roger Goodell instituted this COVID policy with Donald Trump as president, the media would destroy the NFL. They would crucify Roger Goodell. They would report everything that I just said about how discriminatory this policy is against African American players. But Donald Trump's not in office. Joe Biden is. The woke are in power. Suddenly, they're okay with the vaccine. The same damn vaccine that Donald Trump rushed to implement. This is why I trust nothing I see in the media. These people, they cannot keep up with their own lies and hypocrisy. Just judging off their past, the media should be outraged about Cam Newton, but they're not. And if they are, they can't express that outrage because it doesn't fit the agenda. All right, you guys let me know what you think. Am I off base here, drawing the parallels between Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick and the woke media hypocrisy? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.